Greetings. Welcome to Safe Space Talks Mind Mastery one more time and again. And I am your wonderful host, your good girlfriend, Nigeria Anderson. And I wanted to do something in real time. I wanted to pull something from the newsreel and just let us have a discussion when it comes to, mental health crisis. And please watch that video because this kind of ties into what I said when we mentioned about mental health crisis and some of the myths. So these two situations, I want us to think about it um, and discover what may have happened, how important it is. Again, I will repeat how we cannot dismiss behaviors. And this one, I know we love our loved ones, but there's certain behaviors you got to pack and go. Because as I mentioned in the video prior to this one, when someone's having a mental health crisis, they are going to, they're in danger of bringing harm to themselves or others. And we're going to see this in real time. So, pulling from the headlines, a family of four found dead in apparent murder suicide on the same day of the son's graduation. A father, mother, and their two teenage children are dead following what officials are calling an apparent murder suicide in Nebraska, and this happened on May 10th. So the male, the father, Koch, 42, is believed to have killed his wife and two children before taking his own life, the Nebraska State Patrol said. His elder son was set to graduate from high school on the same day the family was found dead. That's horrible. This is just horrible events, and it's horrible event for the family that's deceased. But what we don't talk about is the other family members who are still alive who have to grieve this horrendous, traumatic incident. And it's these things, like I said, we talk about trauma and trauma experiences and childhood and how these things play a role, but then other unexpected traumas like this that, now we're left dealing with PTSD, traumas, anxiety, depression, and it just continues to affect others. It doesn't just affect the people who are being challenged, it affects everyone, the whole family, it affects everybody. So, as I like to say, and in my family, we be like all hands on deck, okay, when there's a crisis. We stand on family business. We stand on, okay, let's pray, let's do what we have to do. Do you need me to go with you? I am the advocate. So I'm always like, do you need me to go with you to therapy? I'll go with you to therapy. Do you need to go to a rehab center? I'll go with you and help you sign in and stuff like that. Because why? Because I don't dismiss poor behavior. There's something wrong. And we're not going to act like ain't nothing wrong. Not in my family. They can get mad at me if they want to, but I be like, we're not gonna sit here and act like nobody see what's happening. We we're not gonna do that. So may you have someone of sorts in your family to not be ignorant to the devices. Okay, we're not gonna be ignorant to the devices. So let me go ahead. On Saturday, May 10th, the Dawson County Sheriff's Office was dispatched to a home at Johnson Lake Plum Creek, Caton number 1 at around 9:45 a.m. local time. Authorities found the family of four dead at the scene from fatal knife wounds. The Nebraska State Police Patrol announced after a preliminary investigations, police believe 42-year-old Koch killed both of his sons, one 18, one 19, and his wife, who was 41. before taking his own life. The agency is now leading a homicide investigation which remains ongoing, and the Dawson County attorney has ordered autopsies for the four family members. Now, uh, here's a photo of the family. Um, According to the news, the wife put on Facebook. She was she was a special education teacher. Um, I'm trying to leave some stuff out, even though I showed the picture. Just our hearts from her school. Our hearts go out with everyone who was impacted. Now, the wife had posted on Facebook about what she was going through. Um, I struggle with that. I don't know. That can be good because you have your family on Facebook, and so you may not have their number or you need help. And so, Facebook may be a good platform to say, hey, look, this is what's going on. Call me or reach out to me, DM me if you can help. But, you know, I don't know. Okay, but I do encourage us all to ask. I said that last week. Ask for help. So I applaud her for posting this for this specific reason, um, of her just being challenged, because maybe someone could have been on there and given her some counseling, some encouragement, and information. So if you see someone post something like this, it's not for you to be like, it's for you to say, hey, I know a facility. I know Dr. So and so. I know, do you need me to come with, come over there and we all go to therapy together? There has to be a outpouring of hands on deck assistance rather than I'm praying for you. Although I want you to say, we do want people praying, but a cry for help, let's be clear that we can identify that and reach out gingerly, because this is a sensitive matter when you're dealing with someone in your family who's having a mental health crisis. The fact that she was a teacher with um, children who were challenged, I understand that maybe she thought she would be able to handle the situation because, you know, we think just because we're a professor, we think because we're a therapist, or we think because we took some training, we got this all down packed, and we do not. So this is why I'm here. I'm sitting here to encourage people that sometimes, and this is a good example. Um, I said on the show before, don't let your PhD lie to you. And what I mean, and I value education and people who go for PhDs and 5 masters and 20, and all of y'all who do all of that, good. That's good for you. However, don't let it lie to you that you think you have everything under control, and this story will confer that. But we do, what does the Bible say? The counsel of others, right? We have to connect. We have to be connected. This is why I can't stand dismissing people and people who, a time and a season, you have to be connected. You have to be connected. All right, so while no further details have been released regarding the homicide investigation, News Channel in Nebraska reported that Bailey, this is the wife, her name is Bailey, launched a fundraiser. She posted a GoFundMe on Facebook days before her death, titled Koch's Battle. Mental health support needed. This is her crying out. She was clear. Okay, the GoFundMe was like mental health support needed. Now, why do you think she did that? Because to get therapy and to get assistance, and I'm getting emotional, so y'all just bear with me. And this is why I do this, is because now that everybody's getting therapy, therapy has become a little more challenging than people are admitting and saying. Whether you have insurance or whether you don't have insurance, it is becoming a challenge. So here she is putting the GoFundMe, Koch mental health support needed, in which she detailed years of Jeremy's struggle with depression. I guess that's what he was diagnosed with. Um, that's Koch, Jeremy Koch. Okay. In the description per the outlet, Bailey wrote that her husband was diagnosed in 2009 and that his condition worsened. In 2024, she added that in March, she woke up to her husband standing over her with a knife and got him to agree to treatment. And, um, you know, she was spared her life that day. Thursday, May 8th, Bailey wrote that her husband had been accepted to a mental health facility and that he understands it because we love him. Yes, our boys are doing well, living their lives, and for that we are thankful. This is her post. She wrote at that time, please just pray for Jeremy and pray for us. And she posted that Saturday, our oldest son's is our oldest son's school graduations. We love you all and thank you for your support and sharing our story. And dozens of community members shared prayers and condolences. I guess they gave to the GoFundMe, and then the situation of the murder suicide happened on the day, that Saturday, where their son was supposed to graduate. What can we take from this, guys? What can we take from this? Please make a comment below. What can we take from this? One of the things that just troubled me was that, the day I wake up and my husband has a knife over me and I'm able to, you know, get him to calm down and spare my life, I'm out the door. Me and my kids, we're leaving, okay? We're calling 911 and he's got to go ASAP to a facility. Again, I love that she was able to use her words to spare her life, to get him to go to treatment. That was good. Um, I am sad that I don't know what they did for him and that he was released to come back home and proceed with this murder suicide. So this is why I sit here and tell you we are in a mental health crisis. I mean, the decline in the help, and I'm talking about the proper help. I'm not talking about, we're short staffed and we had to hire someone and so here, talk to this person. I'm talking about the underpay for the people who are qualified to help you, that's burnt out and saying, look, I can't do all this for 10 cents. So, again, I want to say thank you to everybody who's supporting this channel because I'm going to promise to tell you the truth. I'm going to say to you, if you need assistance or help, please email me at safespacetalks@gmail.com because I can I can point you in the right direction because the quality of care is very important. See, I had quality care. And that's why I can sit here, and this is why I'm out here trying to say, hey, look, and I'm calling people on a regular, telling them about what I'm doing. I know I'm not the best speaker speaking in front of this computer because I'm better just in person. However, I'm going to sit here and say, listen, join the movement. Join the movement. I tell people when you don't help a group, it's just a matter of time before it's another group. When you don't help a mission, it's just a matter of time when it fails and the people that we're trying to help and we can't help them, they out in the street. They in the train station. Like I said, I live in New York, pushing people on trains. They're at the malls, clunking you over your head and just doing horrible things. And who got boots on the ground. So even so, we'll partner with you. Partner with me. Let's partner. Okay? Because one person can't do it all. And I say that with all sincerity. I don't, listen, I do so much and I don't even share because that's not the goal. The goal is what I'm doing today. So we're gonna share in real time another situation, and then I'll shortly discuss, and then I'm gone. Okay, because this is hard. Things like this be hard on me because it's the children, y'all. I don't have kids, but I love children. And so here's another story that came in. This one, the last one we talked about was from Nebraska. This one is in London. And I'm only sharing this to let you know that it's global. It's not just here. There's a mental global crisis. There, there, there are issues going on, and people are just zoning out. People are quitting and giving up. People are not strong mentally. And in order to deal with these challenges, you need Christ, and you have to have the mental capacity to handle all what's going on, all what's about to go on. Just you have to be built for this. This is not easy. And that's why I said I'm not on here coochie coochie coo. Listen to me. Okay? You have to start gearing up. Okay? You have to start gearing up. If you have someone who's mentally challenged in your family, reach out. You cannot do this alone. You cannot. And I thank God. See, my family, they was with me. That's why I'm recovered. I'm good. I get emotional because I'm passionate about this because this is something that is real. Okay? And if you have not had a mental health crisis in your life, you don't want it. So listen to me because you don't want that. That is not a good thing. And then all these celebrities jump out, like I said, and I'm not minimizing it, but it upsets me because I reach out to some of them. When they get on TV and they all and this happen, I'd be like, oh, okay, well, maybe they want to help. So some of it, is it real? Is it for just the cameras? Do you care? Do you care? Like, reach out, reach out, reach out. Okay, so this is in London, I believe, yeah. So, mother, in real time, y'all, killed son hours after school. This was reported from the BBC News. This little boy is so cute. Look at the picture. Oh, his name is Kobe. He was 4 years old, and it was in East London. His mother stabbing him dozens of times after collecting the boy from school. Stabbing. They say that's so personal when people stab you because anybody could shoot you, but stabbing somebody, like he stabbed his family, the mother, his two sons, she's stabbing her 4-year-old son. She's 43. Okay, and she has been charged with murdering Kobe. But now she is she has been deemed unfit to stand trial. Do you agree? Do you think she's unfit to stand trial? Let's keep reading. Okay. So she kills her son. She told jurors not to consider her state of mind and whether she is at fault, which would be needed for a murder verdict. Okay, so she had a boyfriend. She started in a relationship in 2018, and with that relationship, they had their son, Kobe, who was born September 2019. The couple lived together with Kobe and the mother on the first floor flat um, in East London. And the father's name is Mr. Dooley. So Mr. Dooley moved out and started sleeping on the sofa 2 and 3 days a week. But this ended after he met his current girlfriend, Sasha. So the mother was very unhappy about this. And he wasn't spending time with her and Kobe because he was spending too much time with Sasha. That was his new girlfriend. He done left the mother. He don't want to be with her no more. So he blocked the mother. He blocked the mother's number and took her off his social media. See how y'all do, right? Took her off of social media because of the messages that he was receiving. So Mr. Dooley last saw Kobe alive at his school's nativity play the day before the alleged attack. So the CCTV played to the court, showing the mother collecting her son from school, where Kobe could be seen um, leaving wearing a coat and carrying a red balloon with his mom. They say you see nothing of distress on her. How many times I tell y'all, I ask y'all on this show, what does mental illness look like? What does a mental health crisis look like? And then I tell you, go look in the mirror because there is no a mental health crisis is you can determine that once it's acted out or it's being observed in behavior. But if someone's sitting in the chair across from you, you have no idea. That's why I be telling people leave people alone, mind your business. People going through stuff. So you don't see no distress or anything out of the ordinary in terms of her demeanor, right? But you got to watch these things. He added, it appears that at some point that evening, the defendant, the mother, started drinking alcohol. Then the last video, what I told y'all, stop drinking alcohol and smoking weed to try to drown out whatever you're trying to drown out. Just get help. So this is she go home. She drinking alcohol because she mad because Mr. Dooley out with Sasha. When she starts drinking, nobody can establish how much she was drinking, but I guess, she was drinking. And later that evening, the mother started sending a series of WhatsApp messages to Mr. Dooley, with the final one saying, Kobe is dead. Police were contacted and jurors were shown body worn footage from the officers taken on the night as they broke down the door into the mother's home. Jurors was also shown footage of the mother in bloodstained clothes sitting on the living room floor in front of the sofa. Police were asking who did this, and the mother said, the officer said the mother raises her hands to her chest, acknowledging it was her. Oh boy. Officers documented her saying she tried to take an overdose and harm herself. The prosecutor said the mother was then taken to the police station and very blunted, in a very blunted, muted affect. These are mental health signs of how they report of how the person was looking, and intermittently sobbing. She told officers repeatedly she just wanted her baby back, and she just wanted to see his sweet face again. So what happened? What went wrong with these two situations? The first one we talked about, murder suicide, and this one, she kills her son because the father left, and I have no idea. I have no idea of why she did that. Um, did she snap? You know, um, this is why I do this too, because the mind is, was this always in her mind? Was this just her trying to get back at the father? Did she think the child was going to come back alive? And then multiple times, that's anger, that is rage, once, twice maybe. But when we start getting to double digits, I'll try to have someone on here uh, who deals with that at that capacity to come on one day and share maybe next season. Speaking of the season, remember I'm on here from March to May, so this month I think we got 2 or 3 more shows, and we're just going to keep getting better and better. I like saying that. I'm going to continue to share traumatic experiences, tools, language, and what we can do. Trick triggers like this and examples like this on, survivors and that trauma, and encourage your heart so that you can stop being a victim, and try to give you tools also that when you wake up and someone got a knife over you, you bless God, can get help immediately, and understand that yes, we love this individual, but is at this point where this person is a harm to themselves and others, you don't have the degree to, or maybe you do have a degree, but if you're not trained or skilled, and even if you are trained and skilled, you need help. We say therapists need a therapist, right? We are connected individuals, and we cannot do things by ourselves. Part of my success is my partnerships with so many other people and doing so many other things that, it makes my life easy because I can't do it all by myself. And people, you think one, you don't get along with nobody. You're not nice. You don't understand communication and miscommunication. I talk about it all the time. Don't know how to say I apologize. I missed it. People, if they hold their breath, they're going to die if they're waiting for you to just come back and say, listen, I'm sorry. Okay. But these are two stories I just really wanted to share. mental health awareness. This was just making you aware in real time what's happening across the world. Like I said, one was in Nebraska, one is in East London. This is a global mental health crisis pandemic we are in, and nobody wants to share. Nobody's telling you that. Everybody coochie coochie coo and oh and this and stuff. No, no. People are hurting. Um, I'm going to talk about medication probably next week. Maybe, I don't know. I never know what I'm going to talk about. But, you know, over medicating, under medicating, wrong medication. It's happening. It is happening. And you have to be aware, and you're going to have to say you need help. If you are depressed, if you're going through any mental health crisis, please call 988 and get help. You can email me at safespacetalks@gmail.com. You can share this video to just alert people. I'm trying to make softer videos. This may be a little harsh. I tell you, people email me, listen, because we are in a state of an emergency. There's no more time to be like, you just need, no, get help. You need help, get help. Now, I come on here every week and I say you can email me, and people, I thank you for emailing me. I thank you that for the comments. I thank you that I'm helping some people. I'm grateful for all the compliments. I appreciate that. But and I thank people who take my counseling. But I'm saying, if you need help, there is help available. So this is me just saying today, like I said, I'm not going to keep you long. If you need help, I gave these two stories as a demonstration of people who were in crisis, and it ended bad. Okay? It ended bad. And when you can kill your own child, that's devastating to me. Should he have, maybe, you just don't know. Poor Mr. Dooley, I know that was devastating to him. Now he needs therapy, or he needs help, or maybe he won't and he'll try to hold that in. But his son is gone because of a breakup. A breakup. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because I talk about relationships a lot on here as well. Um, and signs to look for, and a biblical standard for relationships. Um, and so the first one, they were married for years, and then he had a break. If your significant other is having a mental health crisis, you must get them help. You cannot deal with that on your own. And this is not the movies. You're not going to be like, but I love you and you love me. Stop. And I promise you, I'm not being funny. I'm so serious. It's just that that's not, y'all watch a lot of films, and I do too, but for different reasons. But y'all, what they're pumping to you guys is just, there's a show on Netflix, Forever, and I will give that a shout out. Normally I don't say the movie, but that movie is pretty good. The young boy is dealing with a situation, and I love the ending because she realizes something. Kudos for her. I don't care how cute, how whatever. She understood something. We better start understanding. Oh, thank you, Lord. With all things, get understanding. We are going to have to start getting some understanding about the who, what, when, where, and why. We're going to have to get some understanding from our nouns, people, places, and things. We're going to have to get some understanding about us first, right? I did so much work on me that you can't just come in my life and I not do a whole thoroughbred of checking out and establishing my criteria checklist on you. You have to get a standard for yourself. And a lot of people I meet, they don't have a standard. And you have to have a standard. You have to have some core values about you. But I'm not saying to be intimidating or confrontational. I'm saying to protect your heart and your mind. That's not free. Don't make it free. Don't just give it. I'm going to give somebody a piece of my mind. No, keep your peace. Keep your peace of mind so you can keep your peace. You know, uh, I gave him my heart and he just walked all over it. Well, you shouldn't have gave it to him. You wasn't married. It's just real talk. And that's what I'm going to give you here. And so that's my time. That's my time. Um, I hope you got something out of that, out of the reading in these two situations in real time. Please leave comments below of what you think, what you learned, and how to be aware, and how to have some understanding and standards. And what would you have done had you woke up and your spouse had a knife over you? Or when, what would you do? You break up with someone and you have a child, and then you get a text that the person you broke up with, the trauma that people have to deal with. That's devastating. It's devastating for the family who was excited about this young man's graduation, but now they're preparing a funeral. That is devastating. But this is happening in real time around the world. And we're acting like, oh, well, la la, didn't happen to me. Oh, there's a result to unchecked mental health and behaviors. I wish the family, my prayers go out for comfort, for Mr. Dooley. Should this ever, because my God is terrific, come across your path, please seek therapy and get some help. Do not try to deal with this on your own. All right, that's my time. See you next week. Same bat channel, same bat time. That's Bella, guys. All right, later.